the close. The most important thing is now that you've built rapport with them, you've had great conversations, you've checked out their motivation, and you've been able to ask a lot of questions, which is really important, then now we have to close them. And so we want to go through the closing and the things again, meaning that we want to go through the things again that they've already shared with us. We want to repeat the answers to the questions. So I asked you where you wanted to move next, and you said you were going to Raleigh, North Carolina. And then wait for them to respond. Maybe now we have the other person in the room. Maybe we called and spoke to Jane, and now we're there with both of the people, no matter who they are. So we want to ask those same questions. I would take notes, right? I have my scripts right out there, and I would take notes, and I pull them right out like a doctor does. I make the notes, and if I'm pausing when they're answering the questions, when I'm doing that part, I'm like, I'm just taking some notes. People will appreciate the fact that you're actually taking notes. When you go to meet them and you pull your notes out, let me just pull my notes out and make sure we're on the same page, nothing has changed. So we want to repeat what they've said, which is also an affirmation. You could do the same thing when you're asking all your questions. Oh, so you want to move to Raleigh, North Carolina. What's important about that location? You're going to get some great information. I got a family member I need to take care of. My grandchildren are there. I have an important job there. So we're going to repeat that in the closing and the sales skills. So you told me that you have a job there and you needed to move by May 30th. Is that right? Make sure nothing has changed. They're getting relocated. So do you already have the relocation paperwork and the job offer in hand, or do we need to wait until that's there? That's part of the conversion and such. So we want to make sure that we convert that. Now at this point, we've made rapport, they like us, we've set the appointment, we've asked all the questions. Then we also need to then have that sales expertise and ask for them to work with us. I follow a great script that I learned from Mike Ferry at the very beginning. My third question is, so have you already decided that you want to work with me? Pause and let them answer the question. Any more? 90% of the people say yes. The other people by the end of the presentation, usually they are a yes, but sometimes they have to think about it overnight, and that's okay. So that being said, we need to make sure that we learn how to ask for the close, ask for them to sign a couple of times. And if they're pushing back, then we don't want to push, right? We want to respect who they are and their style and just ask. We want to be in good sales rapport with them. Is there anything that you want to make sure that I cover? Are you talking with more people than just myself? Are you interviewing more than one agent for the job? So when we meet, what's the most important thing when you're making your decision about who you want to work with? So when we know all of these answers, when we go there, I know that you said you want to make sure that you have communication as one of your number one things. Let me show you a sample of the weekly summary that we send to each of our sellers so that they know what's going on in the market, or you explain your process. We send real-time feedback so that you can satisfy that concern that they have. So when you work on these three things, it really allows for conversion to skyrocket. It goes without saying that we have to know the market. There are so many other things that we could talk about for hours and hours, but those three things are critical, because also if they don't like you, you're not getting in the door. If people like you, they might have some leniency in you saying, you know what, I'm not really quite sure of that answer, or I might have missed that comp. Let me pull up my computer and look at it right now. There's going to be some level of forgiveness. So you don't have to be perfect, but know your market and have the scripts there so that you know the consultation, you know the questions that you're going to ask is going to allow you to have that closing process even better. So I hope this has helped you kind of walk through the process, give you some ideas. Maybe you've even been able to write some of these things down so that it can help you in your preparation. This is topics that we can go into deep. This is a lot of things to study, but these are the genuine things that make a difference in being able to close higher and better over time. So if this has been helpful for you, please do me a favor and give me the thumbs up if you haven't already. If you would like to get a copy of some of the favorite scripts that I have, then look in the description below. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below, and we'll do our best to help answer. And look in the bio above, and you will see the links so that we can send those to you so that you can help practice those and increase your conversion.